Hello everyone, it's Mark Shalero, the owner of MS Classic Cars, and today I'm proud to present you our absolutely stunning 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 396 L34 that has factory air conditioning and most importantly has been certified by expert Chris White. So for anybody who has not been following MS Classic Cars, obviously the people that have know this, but we only specialize in number 1 and number 2 condition, show quality inventory. We take great pride in servicing everything that we sell. We document the work with an invoice. Please keep that in mind. It adds great value to anything that we sell because the new owners don't have to worry about making a checklist when the vehicle arrives at their doorstep. When we deal with factory restored cars, we are very experienced with both factory and custom. Matter of fact, we just sold recently in the month of June 2 1970 Chevelles that were both custom. They both sold on Bring a Trailer. One was more of a pro stock, pro street, beautiful, beautiful car. A gentleman who purchased it's going to absolutely love it. And then we also sold another car that was more of a resto mod, that was blue. It was an LT4, which is supercharged, and it sat on a Roadster Shop chassis. Again, that was more of a resto mod pro touring, and the other car was more of a pro street, pro stock. But I thought I would kind of mix it up and come right out of the gates following those two custom cars with one of the best examples known to exist of a factory restored car. I think when we're done talking about this vehicle and you check it out on our website at msclassiccars.com, you can read all the highlights, you can read the full description, you can see hundreds of photos, you can watch multiple videos. You will agree this is one of the best examples. The last time that we had a 1970 Chevelle that was factory restored, that was cranberry red with black stripes, which is arguably the most desirable and collectible color combination, with especially the black interior, was in 2003. We sold it at the Barrett-Jackson auction in Scottsdale, Arizona. It was a certified car. That car was done by both Jerry McNeish and Rick Nelson, the other two big names in the Chevelle community. And it was an LS6. A lot like this car, it was documented. It had its full original drivetrain. Again, same color combination. That vehicle sold for $440,000. We were very proud of that. It's in a great collection. Matter of fact, there was a recent article in Good Guys magazine, and the gentleman who owns it actually used that vehicle as kind of the entry to his collection in the article. Had a huge American flag behind it. It was really cool to see. But anyway, it's been a while since we've had something comparable to that, and here it is today. So let's get into some of the details about this car. Unfortunately, most of these cars that you see on the market today are not real. A lot of people who are first-time buyers don't understand that these cars are easily recreated. They reproduce, VIN tags, they reproduce trim tags, they reproduce stamps so people can re-stamp engine blocks, transmissions, etc., etc. They even make fake paperwork. You can actually make a fake build sheet. You can make a fake bill of sale, even a protector plate. It just goes on and on. So when we have vehicles at MS Classic Cars that we are representing as factory restored cars, we make sure that we either purchase them from the people that already had them certified, or we have the vehicles certified themselves. Jerry McNeish has been here countless times. Chris White's been here. We just actually sold an L34 1970 Chevelle at Barrett-Jackson in April. It was Fathom Blue with white stripes and kind of a light blue interior. Chris White had certified that car as well. That car just reached about the $200,000 mark. That was a really, really nice car. I would classify it more as a really stronger number 2. This car definitely I would classify as a number 1. This car again is very special, so let's get into the presentation. So first thing I want to go over here is every car that I sell, I make a brand new binder for the new owner. Everything is very organized. I always include the description of the car, and I include the invoice for the work that we did. And again, this particular car is in full working order. We invested $4,330.71 in service and detail work. I can tell you that I trailered this car to my house, which is about a half hour from here. It spent a couple days in my garage. My wife is a huge fan of 70s Chevelles. I really wanted her to take a 70s Chevelle to a local car show that we do every year in Portsmouth, Rhode Island at the Abbey. This car, we drove there. She actually drove it. I took a few pictures. Maybe Corey will sneak one of those pictures into this video. But anyway, she was proud to drive it. It runs great. It drives great. It does everything it's supposed to do. So again, the new owner will have nothing to do as far as any checklists are concerned. But let's get into first the original documentation. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around the car with my LED flashlight, and I'm going to highlight any imperfections. I'll talk about all the great things about the car so people have a clear idea of how special this is. Again, I'll be very clear. This is the best example right now on the market for sale. They hardly come up with this type of provenance. And again, you be the judge once you learn everything about it. So first thing that we have here, we do have an NCRS shipping data report. That just confirms basically the official GM production date of the car. It's got a little gold seal here, so that's included. But getting into the original documentation, this car does have its original build sheet. Chris White, when he certified this car, he also verifies paperwork. This car indeed has its original build sheet. Number 2, this car has its original pre-delivery checklist that came from the dealership. You don't find that very often with these cars. This car also has its original bill of sale, okay, which documents all the options, prices, etc. This car also has its original protector plate, okay, so it has all the original documentation that someone would expect to get with a car that is loaded with documentation, and it has copies of some titles from previous owners. It's got a letter from a previous owner in here. It's got original keys, some notes, etc., etc. And the people that actually did this restoration, which believe it or not, was done back in 2000, they did a very detailed list of everything with this vehicle that we posted on our website for you to read about. One of the only cars I've ever gotten with that much information, which was really helpful when I was putting together my presentation. But again, you can see all that in our photo gallery, msclassiccars.com. Now, the car was refreshened in 2015. Again, they kind of went through it, kind of refreshened it a little bit. So you can say that it was lightly restored recently. But when this car was finished back in 2000, it achieved some serious awards. Now, just to give you a sense of those awards, which again are all listed here, we are talking about over 20 prestigious awards from very reputable shows, Concours D Elegances, things like that. We're talking AACA, we're talking Super Chevy, we're talking ISCA, we're talking so many different things that this car has accomplished from an award standpoint. So sometimes, you know, you can see pictures, you can hear me talk about the quality of cars, but seeing is believing. When you get awards, it takes my opinion, your opinion, out of the equation, and you just go to what judges have said and what it's been nominated for and things of that nature. So again, all that's included within this entire car. Whoever ends up getting it will get all that. It was also featured in a couple of magazines as well. We got copies of those magazines, which we presented. It just goes on and on. So once again, let's just quickly blow through this. Original VIN tag, check. Original trim tag, check. Original color combination on original sheet metal. This car has all of its original sheet metal, including the cowl induction hood, which functions. Okay, so this is a real cranberry red black stripe car with a black bucket seat interior with a floor console automatic. Okay, it is a factory AC car. Okay, so we're talking about all original components here. Lastly, engine, transmission, rear end, original matching numbers to the car. You can see Chris White's report and everything he spells out. This is the top of the line as far as a blue chip investment's concerned. It checks all the boxes, okay? I cannot say enough about all of that. I'm gonna put this binder in the front seat here, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my LED flashlight, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna just walk around the car and go over everything. I will say that this car presents like it was restored yesterday, okay? I'm telling you, in person, it's truly stunning. The first thing I want to comment about this car, the hood, which is not always the case with 70 Chevelles. Most of the time, the hoods tend to sit a little high in the back, okay? If you look at this hood, look at how beautiful it fits and how flush it is with the front fenders, okay? Not an easy thing to do here. Again, it's an original cowl induction hood. If I grab my flashlight, the paint job on this is spectacular. There is no orange peel. There is no fish eyes. The guys in the detail room did a full paint correction. They did an absolutely beautiful job. Again, I'm not pulling out my microscope here and gonna like literally pull out a magnifying glass to tell you if I see something that even looks like a piece of dust. What I'm doing here is looking for any visible scratches, chips. It is basically flawless. We even buffed out these pieces on the hood here for these hood pins because those tend to get scratched, and the guys did a really nice job with that. But look at the gap lines. Again, this is all original sheet metal. The headlight buckets are beautiful. I don't see one chip anywhere. It's got the correct style T3 headlights. Grille, you can see some of the awards here from the AACA. The bumper is in beautiful condition. The emblem's in beautiful condition. This car is as nice as the LS6 that we sold at Barrett-Jackson, okay? Which I believe still holds the record. It's that type of quality. When you come over to the driver's side fender here, again, it's absolutely stunning. This is high show quality paint. Okay, the fender trim is near perfect. The emblems, the wheels. These are the Firestone wide oval correct style tire, but rather than being a bias ply, they're actually a radial for better street driving. Okay, look at the gaps here. Look at this. Look at even where they hang at the bottom. And people know that Chevelles typically are not, you know, always lined up perfectly there, including a lot of the Chevelles that we've sold. It doesn't really bother me personally, but when you get one that fits like this car does, it's something special. Okay, look at this glass, all brand new glass. The dash pad is in beautiful condition, visible VIN number. Look at how this looks after all these years, the drip rail moldings. Beautiful work, the roof, it's absolutely stunning. And again, we're looking at this car under these bright lights outside in the sun. It's even better. When my wife and I had this on display at the Abbey, we put mirrors underneath it. People could not believe the quality of this car, especially when I told them when the restoration was done, but even the mirror is brand new. Look at the rubber seals. The door, the lines are spectacular. We might have our first tiny, tiny, tiny little spot. Again, I don't even know if that's a spot. I'm going to wet it, and it, guess what? It wiped off. See, there you go. Not even an imperfection. That's what I'm telling you. This car is that type of quality where it's insane. Look at the lines at the bottom of the doors. Look down there. Okay, watch this. These door handles too are brand new. All the gaskets, they look like they just came out of a box. Look at these gaps. Okay, look at this door, how it opens and how it closes. Again, people can hear that. They hear because they know. Look at how all this fits. Okay, now while we're on the subject of how everything fits, a lot of this interior is an original interior, okay? A lot of it's original. From the information that I've gathered, because again, we didn't build it, we didn't restore it, I'm just going based on what I've learned. The dash, a lot of the dash is original. The door panels, the carpeting, even the seats. These seats are original, okay? If you look at the pictures, you can tell that they're not super sturdy as far as the foam is concerned, although when you sit in them, they're still comfortable. Sometimes the little pieces of the foam actually hits the carpeting because it's still original. Look at the condition of these seats. It's one of the best, most original interiors that we've ever had at MS Classic Cars. Again, it's absolutely stunning. This is a high show quality car. Everything in the interior is in working order, including that factory air conditioning, okay? We've tested it, we've tried it, we serviced it, we've done it all. Again, look at this. Look how that door shuts. Now, once we get into these quarters, again, I'm looking for any imperfections at all to mention. This one is our first one. And again, look at how small it is, but I'm just trying to be as transparent as possible here. Again, I don't have a magnifying glass. I'm just trying to give you as quick of a presentation as possible, but these body lines are stunning. Corey, I don't know if you can actually angle the camera down the side of the car just to show people how everything lines up, but it's just beautiful. This car truly is a museum piece. Brand new glass. It's even got the soft ray stamps. Those are not original stamps, obviously, because the glass is new. They were re-stamped just to look authentic. We do have a little, tiny little thing there and there, okay? Those look like just minor little imperfections that the guys probably did not want to wet sand just based on the location. But look at this here. Look at this line. Look how perfect this is. Again, look at how this deck lid lines up with the quarters. Okay, bumpers are new, taillights, even this rubber piece inside here. Exhaust tips are even. Okay, now this is the only real noticeable thing on the entire car. I knew this when I was purchasing it, wasn't a big deal. It does have two little chips there. They have been touched up. If the new owner wants to take this car to a body shop, have them sand those down and do a little blend in here, that is obviously something that the new owner can do. We didn't think it was a big enough deal to do so, and we definitely didn't want to take any chances not matching the paint perfectly. But those are the only two things that I would tell anybody about this car to be aware of. That's it. I mean, it's really that minor. The black is beautiful, it's deep, the stripes are straight, gap lines are amazing, even the emblem is brand new. There was a lot of original parts used on this car during the restoration from what I've gathered as well. I can't document any of that, but I'm just giving you that information. This car does have a book full of the restoration photos, okay? We did not put this on our website simply because there was just too much, but it's kind of like a build book. This is not the one I was holding earlier. This is a different book that came with the car, but you can see prior to the restoration And then there's photos of the engine, the sheet metal, when the car was on the rotisserie, blah, 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 blah. But it's got a lot of original photos there. This is something that somebody can use at a car show to use as a display. As we get to the passenger quarter here, again, it's in flawless condition. If you catch this at the right light, there is a couple of little tiny, I'm going to say pin size chips back there. Okay, again, nothing really to be concerned about. Again, this rear quarter is stunning. The drip rail moldings, the gap lines are phenomenal. Wheels, tires, everything just screams new. Look at this. Listen to how that opens. I mean, it's just, listen to that. Again, look at all of this. Even the door sills are like new. Look at the dash. Even the Astro vents. The interior is gorgeous in this car. Gorgeous. The L34 was one of the most popular choices back in 1970 because it was very user-friendly. And this one, whoever rebuilt this engine, they did a great job. It's got a lot of power. This is flawless. Again, drip rail moldings. Look at how this fits. The glass is all new. And this is door glass, rear quarter glass. Look at one thing I want to show you quick. Check this out. Look at this. I'm using virtually zero strength. Like I could almost do this with my pinky if I could get the right leverage, but it is so easy to roll up. And we all know these always don't roll up nice. This one is beautiful, okay? Making our way over to the passenger front fender. Again, look at those lines. I don't see any, don't see any imperfections at all. Again, if you pull out a magnifying glass, I'm sure somebody could find a couple of tiny little things here or there, but for the most part, you get the point. We're going to go ahead and end this video just by showing you the engine compartment. This is highly detailed. Okay, the hood opens beautifully. As I mentioned, the cowl induction is in working order. You can see this mark here that they even put for the assembly mark as it went down the line at the factory, the correct finish here of the satin black. For anybody who's curious, that cowl is not supposed to have the vents in there, so don't think that somebody forgot that. That was intentional. You'll see, again, the assembly marks on the firewall. You can see where it says L34 over in the corner. There's a lot of correct parts in here. Even this battery is a reproduction full Delco battery. This is not a topper. But again, everything about the car is in working order. It runs great. The transmission, the Turbo 400 transmission, actually has a very mild shift kit, so it gives you that little kick in between shifts. Again, original matching numbers rear end. This is a great looking car. It's a great driving car. It is truly a blue chip investment. So hopefully this video gave you a good idea of what the car is, how special it is. I'll tell you what, it's going on Bring a Trailer. That's probably where you're seeing it now. And we have high expectations for this car. I find these cars every 2, 3, 4 years. As I said, the last one that we had that was comparable to it was back in 23. I know how much people really appreciate the automatic transmissions nowadays, especially the cars that have AC. Again, the L34 is a great combination. I'm not giving this car away, okay? This is a car, I understand what I have. So if you're interested in bidding, dig deep. This is the one that you want to buy, you want to hold on to, and one day look back and say, I'm so glad I bought that car because I bought one of the best muscle cars of all time in the best configuration. And again, It's a very, very special car, okay? We appreciate you watching. I ask that you follow us on social media and sign up for our VIP newsletter. It is the best way to follow us at MS Classic Cars. We appreciate you watching this. We appreciate your interest. We have a really bright future here. We're doing a lot of great things, so hopefully one day we can earn your business. If it's not on this car, it's on something else down the road. And as always, rock and roll.